Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you are having a fantastic Sunday afternoon. If you missed the first 3 candle reviews that I already shared on my channel today, I'll go ahead and link those in the description box right below this video here. I've already mentioned this in the first few videos, but I am trying to finish up all of my Kringle fall and Halloween candle reviews in the next week or so here. Kringle is already releasing holiday fragrances, and so I just feel like I am really lagging behind on getting these reviews up in a timely manner. So I decided to make a commitment to finishing these reviews up. I finished up the remainder of the artist collection reviews on Thursday. And then today I wanted to focus on this Spellbound collection. I've honestly really enjoyed burning a lot of these, both artist and Spellbound collection candles. Most of them are either at the halfway point or well past the halfway point. So there are some really great options in both of these collections. I do, however, think that Kringle did make some interesting choices in terms of adding a lot of florals to both of these collections this Halloween season. I'm not sure that went over super well with a lot of people. I would still encourage you to maybe check the reviews out for those videos, just if you like floral fragrances in general, because I do think while they kind of missed the mark on releasing these in the wrong season, I do think there are actually some great fragrances. So let me just say that. I think the fragrances are still worth checking out, you know, even if they might not be applicable to Halloween necessarily. I'll be curious to see if Kringle takes a different approach next Halloween season based on the feedback about the amount of florals that were released this go around. It's always very interesting to see how candle companies deal with customer feedback. I feel like Kringle is one of those companies that is usually pretty good about listening to feedback and then incorporating that and making changes that I would say most times people are pleased with the changes that take place. So yeah, anyway, all that being said, let us dive into what is probably one of my favorite fragrances that was released for Halloween this year out of all of the collections. We know how I felt about Skull and Sonnet, and I happen to think that Limerence and Light, which is the fragrance we're talking about in this video, they're in the same family, and if you liked Skull and Sonnet, I think you're really gonna like this one. I will say, this is the one exception where the Strength and Throw is a little bit lighter than the other candles in this collection, but I don't think it's to a degree where, you know, like you can't smell the candle or whatever. It's still a noticeable fragrance. It's just that the performance is a little bit lighter. So let's go ahead and dig into the scent description. We'll talk fragrance notes, strength and throw, and then we'll wrap it up with the overall burn quality. Okay, Limerence and Light. Magical, mystical things happen under the light of a full amber moon. Who might you meet? Dancing naked by the lake in the eerie golden moonlight. Okay, first of all, Kringle, what? Have you ever danced naked by the lake? I haven't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not living life to the fullest, but I can tell you that you're never gonna catch me doing that. Okay, anyway, the stone that was embedded in the wax here was the rose quartz. Definitely, I think, my favorite out of all of the stones that they included in these different candles in this collection. I've said this before, you can pop those stones out or you can leave them in the wax. Essentially, they will just sink to the bottom of the wax pool each time that you burn the candle. So I don't know, I plucked mine out and then popped them into a cute little jar, and yeah, I just have that sitting in my office. It's a cute little jar of tiny crystals. Okay, the fragrance notes. At the top, we have cedarwood, marine, hints of water, green and peach skin. The mid notes, we have autumn patchouli. The base is sandalwood, feather musk, black vanilla, amber, and tonka. Okay, this is a very perfumey, cologne-y type of fragrance. I actually happen to think this would be a really beautiful unisex type of fragrance. If this were a perfume, I would wear it. Just like if Skull and Sonnet was a perfume, I would wear it. This is such a lovely, soothing, perfumey fragrance. First of all, in terms of the top notes, I very much smell a cedar wood in here. It is a cedar wood that adds a lot of depth to this fragrance. I do get the marine / hints of water note here. Now, it actually smells a little bit like a salty ocean air type of vibe to my nose. It's not like a lot of the typical summer fragrances from Kringle that have the same type of like salty air vibe. It's a little bit more subdued, but it definitely leans a little beachy smelling to my nose. I don't really detect anything green in this fragrance, and I really don't detect anything fruity. So that peach skin is just kind of, just cross that out to my nose altogether. But the cedar wood and those like marine notes that are mentioned, I think are definitely present in here. The autumn patchouli. Okay, it is once again that more perfumey patchouli that Kringle I think does incredibly well. But if you don't like patchouli, period, whether it's perfumey or whether it's that dirty, earthy patchouli, if you just don't like it, skip this candle. It is a quite prominent fragrance note in here. Again, I think it's really well done. I like patchouli personally, so this appeals to me. And yeah, it's really not that dirty patchouli. It's much more perfumey in its presentation. Sandalwood, no, not really. Really, the woody note that I get here is a very distinct cedarwood note. Feather musk. I don't think I've ever like smelled feather musk per se, but I do think there is a musky note in this fragrance that is just really a beautiful musk note. I think it comes across as kind of a clean, light, white musk. It's not super heavy. It's not a really aggressive musk note, I will say. The amber, yes. Again, it's that lovely, perfumey, resinous amber that Kringle does so well. I love when they pair amber and patchouli together because it just kind of makes the fragrance for me personally. Black vanilla and tonka. Okay, so I wonder if I'm just kind of thinking of like the black vanilla and the tonka like blending together to my nose. To me, tonka smells like it's like an unsweetened, deeper take on vanilla. And while I've never really smelled black vanilla per se, I would think that it would probably be similar to tonka in that you're getting a really deep vanilla, but you're getting the more pure form of it. Like, take all of the, sweetness out of most typical vanillas that you smell, and then you're just left with that pure vanilla. That's, I think, what I'm getting here. And that's really what tonka smells like to my nose normally. There's a healthy dose of that tonka in here. It just, again, adds a lot of depth to the fragrance. This isn't an overly feminine perfumey scent. I really do think it leans a lot more unisex, maybe borderline a little more masculine, but I think it's beautiful. I really like this. I'm enjoying burning this one so much. I will continue to burn this one. And I have been tempted to pick up a backup of it, but what I'm gonna try to do is wait it out and see if maybe towards the end of this year, if some of these Halloween candles get clearanced out, So Kringle does have a huge end of year clearance sale, and I have a feeling, since, you know, the Spellbound collection hasn't sold out yet, that there's probably a decent chance that I can maybe get my hands on more of this. But listen, if you want this one for Halloween this year, I do think it's a great Halloween fragrance. I just think it also happens to be a great year-round type fragrance that makes a nice bedroom scent. It's just a romantic type of fragrance that I think lends itself to pretty much, I would say, almost any season as a, again, specifically more romantic bedroom type scent. I love this. I do want more of it, and I think I'll probably pick some more up. I'm gonna see if I can wait it out, but if I notice that this one is kind of starting to run low on the website, I might consider purchasing a backup or two. That's honestly how much I have enjoyed this one. And again, this is not in my usual wheelhouse, but I think this fragrance is kind of special. So anyway, strength and throw. Listen, it's a little bit lighter. I would only put the strength of this one at about like a 6.5 at most. Honestly, it does better in a candle sleeve. And this is what I'm referring to when I'm saying candle sleeve. It's just one of these sleeves that's open on both sides. You can pop that over. It helps to retain the heat within the candle. It helps to amp up the strength and throw a little bit. You can also just use a hurricane. Same effect from a hurricane. The throw, probably between like a 6 and a 7 as well. I wish it traveled just a little bit more, but it's not terrible. Overall burn quality has been great. I've had no issues with the burn quality on any of these candles. Some of the scents might not necessarily be to my liking, but honestly, I think these have burned better than the country candle jars in the past. And I really do think that is due to the fact that there are no colorants in the wax. These have just had a fantastic burn. I'll give you guys the overhead shot. No discoloration in this wax, and I've been burning these on average, I would say, for about 4 hours, and I've had no issues. You can see that they have pulled out perfectly. There's no discoloration within the wax, no discoloration on the sides of the jars. They're just performing incredibly well, and yeah, going forward, I would definitely suggest Kringle maybe not coloring the wax for the country candle jars anymore. I don't know if that's something that they are considering. I just have, like I've said in the previous videos, I've just noticed that the overall burn quality has been really, really good on these. And really the only difference is that the wax here is not colored. The actual jar itself is colored. So anyway, for what it's worth, I love this scent. I would like more of it. We only have one more review coming, so stay tuned for that one. Please let me know what your thoughts are on Limerence and Light in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.